mynews.studio.
Japan's foreign aid budget has seen a surprising surge. It's more than doubled in recent years. But the big question is, where exactly is this money being spent, and what are the real changes happening on the ground?
Today is July 13th, 2025. Last year, Japan's foreign aid reached $19.3 billion. That's over double the amount from 2018, and now it's 0.44% of Japan's gross national income. Why the sudden increase, and how is Japan choosing where this funding goes?
It's not just about bigger numbers. Japan's aid now works on two main tracks: immediate humanitarian relief and long-term development. For example, last year, $4.1 billion went to Ukraine, supporting both emergency needs and reconstruction. Aid to the West Bank and Gaza also increased sharply, $1.4 billion, mostly for direct humanitarian response. So, Tim, what's driving such a focus on crisis areas right now?
Timing is a big part of it. We're dealing with more emergencies worldwide: wars, disease outbreaks, climate disasters. But Japan isn't only reacting. In the 2024 budget, $1.8 billion is set aside for long-term projects, especially in low-income countries. What sort of projects are these?
The focus is broad, but also targeted. Through programs like Official Security Assistance and traditional ODA, Japan is working on health systems, infrastructure, and economic growth. Countries such as Bangladesh, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Mongolia are seeing new hospitals, improved water supply, and expanded vocational training. But why these particular countries?
They're both strategic partners and places with real need. Japan's aid helps support stability in Asia and Africa, but there's also a goal of influence, showing leadership, especially now as some donors are stepping back. Has this leadership encouraged other countries to increase their aid too?
There's some movement, but it's not uniform. The U.S. did boost its aid last year, but some European donors actually scaled back. Japan is out front, setting an example, but we haven't seen a big global shift yet. Do we know if Japan's funding is actually having an impact in the recipient countries?
Japan puts a lot of emphasis on transparency. Their aid comes with firm oversight, monitoring, and frequent evaluations. They coordinate closely with international organizations and local partners to track exactly where the money goes. Still, effectiveness depends a lot on local conditions and follow-through. How does this approach compare to other major donors?
Japan's dual-track system, addressing both urgent crises and long-term development, is a bit unusual. Not every donor manages that balance, and their focus on accountability is stronger than most. Do you think this could set a new model for other countries' aid programs?
That's the key issue. With more crises emerging, maybe it's time for more countries to rethink how they give, balancing quick relief with deeper, lasting change. And will they also adopt Japan's levels of oversight and transparency?
If that happens, we could see a real shift in how wealthy nations respond to global challenges. Less about short-term fixes and more about changing the systems themselves. The world is paying attention.
That wraps up today's discussion. Japan's rise in foreign aid isn't just a statistic. It's a test of how countries handle their responsibilities on the global stage.
Thanks for listening in. We covered Japan's aid expansion, its effects on crisis regions and development, and what it could mean for global donors.
Thank you for joining us. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. You can try it now for free.